What's up? It's time for another movie review of the Odyssey. There's the law of Zeus, which says treat strangers kindly because you never know who is a god in disguise, or maybe we would say now an angel in disguise. So this movie is about the Greek mythology of Homer's work called the Odyssey, right? I haven't read the book. I remember bits and pieces of what I was taught in high school, and I actually remember that Zeus's law from when I worked at a Greek restaurant down in Naples before I escaped there. But this movie is very inspiring. It was full of action. It was a good long movie, 2.5, 3-hour movie, but it's full of action. It's really a love story. And the main character, Obsidian, he has to leave his home. He has to leave his wife and his child, and breaks her heart, and has to leave his son to be raised by whoever is around, basically. And he goes to fight all these wars. There's the famous part about the assault on Troy and the horse, where the soldiers hide inside the horse and launch their attack from there. But one thing I like about the movie is that it shows like what happened after that attack. It shows what happens to leading up to the sack of Troy, and the story is really about redemption. It's about the main character figuring out and realizing that he broke Zeus's law by waging war, by going on all of the military campaigns. He basically was following orders. He was actually kind of in a predicament, from his perspective, where he felt like he had to leave his home and go and fight all these battles. But in the movie, he had to spend it's hard to tell how many years he was away from his home, but like at least 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 years he was away from his kingdom, from his wife, from his son. He was away from home, and in his travels I believe that he had to spend so much time pretty much facing his karma and receiving the consequences for breaking Zeus's law in his military campaigns. But deep down, he, even after all the trauma from the military campaigns, all of the hardships, the years on the sea, the years on stranded islands, the uncertainty of whether he's ever going to make it home or not. One thing in particular that really jumped out to me was one of the characters was telling him, "You don't want to go home." And I think that's because he was afraid to face the consequences for breaking Zeus's law and for leaving his home to go fight this crusade. But he does eventually get back. His wife was waiting for him for those 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and he returned home, and his son took the throne. It's a happy ending for them, at least, not the other thousands of people who died in this movie. But I think it's a pretty good movie. I'd give it a B if we're gonna grade it on school grading systems. But yeah, it's exciting, it's inspiring, it's a love story, but it also can inspire and motivate to face your demons, to face your karma, to accept the consequences of actions that you've taken, and then make a change, take a stand, claim your authority, claim your family, claim your love, claim whatever it is that is your Odyssey. It's there for you to claim. So that's my takeaway from the movie. Hope you like it.